Which gender do you prefer overall, or is it literally 50-50?
One of the first things my friends asked me when I came out as bisexual is, do I prefer men or women, or is it like a 50-50 split? And I would have to be honest and say, I don't really know.
For me, it's never really 50-50. It kind of just goes up and down. You know, sometimes you like girls more, sometimes you like boys more. I kind of go through phases as well.
For me, honestly, it really depends on my mood. Sometimes I prefer men, sometimes I prefer women, sometimes I don't prefer either. It's a very weird situation.
This is a really hard question because I have never preferred any gender.
I think it more depends to me on the personality of the person. If they're a man, they're a man. If they're a woman, they're a woman. It doesn't really matter to me as long as I'm attracted to them.
When I talk about boys and girls, it also depends on who I'm around. If I'm with my girlfriends, I kind of tap their shoulder and we talk about boys or that cute guy across the street.
I don't really count it as you know, like a percentage. Like, you don't really divide that. It's just I'm more physically attracted to the person, not their body parts.
So maybe it is like 50-50, but it really depends on the person and not the gender for me.
I don't care if you have a penis or a vagina as long as I like you as a person.
But of course, it goes up and down, really.
Or if I'm with the lads, then I'm gonna be talking about girls, kind of girls we like, stuff like that.
Sometimes I feel like more attracted to men, and sometimes I feel more attracted to women. It's weird like that, I guess, but I do have a boyfriend now, but that doesn't mean that I find men more attractive than women. It's just that I find my boyfriend, this person, more attractive than other people.
Does it go by personality, emotions, or sex, or all of the above?
I think my bisexuality goes by more of everything. I like a combination of everything. I don't really just look for personality. I don't just look for physical looks.
All of the above, definitely. It's not just about the sex because I'm a very emotional person. So to have an emotional connection with someone, I think is very, very important.
I think it goes for all of the above. For me to fall in love with a person, I need to love their personality.
And I don't just look for emotional connection. I look for everything because I want a relationship. I want something what's long lasting.
If the sex is great, good. If the emotions are great, good. If you have a shitty personality, if you're not a good person, I wouldn't go for you. And I feel like a lot of people have my same mentality. As I said, it's about the person, not the body parts.
And of course, when the personality is just right and my emotions start to react on that, then I know something is happening.
Personality-wise, their personality has to be killer regardless of gender. So I don't think, you know, I think about gender in that kind of sense. Personality and emotion is so key in any relationship.
And if we take it a bit further, and the sex is amazing, you can't deny it, can you?
There are bisexuals who aren't like that. Some people do just want a physical experience, some people do just want an emotional experience, and some people do just want a sexual experience, and that's all down to them as a person.
What are the different challenges you face when pursuing different sexes? Do you find one more challenging?
When it comes to getting with females, for being a bisexual guy, trying to get with females is a lot harder than you would think.
Yeah, definitely. So like for me, because I'm quite effeminate, to be honest, I don't really like being described as that because I'm just who I am. I don't try to be effeminate, that's just factor of who I am.
Yes, there are different challenges when you go after different sexes. I find going after women harder than going after men. I don't really need to go after men.
It would be when you're openly bisexual that it's a little hard to find a female partner.
But I definitely say that I find it easier to get with guys.
I think women are more complex and more difficult to understand. I find it easier to understand a guy because I am a guy, I think.
Because as a guy myself, I know how a guy operates and how a guy reacts to things, and if I'm in the right environment, then getting a guy is pretty easy and less difficult than getting a girl.
I kind of know what guys want and I act upon that, and I don't really find it hard to pick up guys or to make guys chase me. But with women, it's a lot more complicated because I'm not a woman and I find women more complicated.
Do you ever notice differences in how you act with partners of the same gender versus the opposite sex and other genders if applicable?
I have kind of a big difference when it comes to me being me in a relationship with a guy or me being in a relationship with a girl.
I don't act different with the genders. It doesn't really, like, I act the exact same way with if I was dating a guy or if I was dating a girl.
It's hard to explain, but I want to take care of the girl. I want to be the guy who can like pick the girl up and really take care of her and make her feel safe. But when I'm in a relationship with a guy, I really like being the guy who's being taken care of.
The only difference is that if I was dating a guy, is the type of guy that I would be dating would be a very masculine man. If it were a woman, it would be a very feminine woman.
Do girls more often think you being bi is less attractive, or more attractive, or neutral?
See, that's the thing. It really depends on the girl, because some girls, I mean, it's 2017, like nobody really cares at this point.
To be fair, there's kind of like moment in myself where I feel a little bit anxious or a little bit scared of this girl knows that I'm bisexual.
You know, this is a really hard question. I haven't really noticed one thing or the other. When I told my ex-girlfriend that I was bi, she was really supportive. I just told her and it was like, yeah, okay, that's you, and we just went on with it.
There are certain people that do care. They're like, okay, my friends are gonna think that, like, my friends might think something of me if I date this bisexual guy.
Is she going to find me less attractive? Is she going to be turned off because I'm bisexual because I like other guys? Or is she gonna be okay with it? That's honestly an initial reaction that I get in myself, a little bit of anxiety and fear that girls are gonna find me less attractive because of that trait of mine.
She wasn't more attracted to it. She wasn't like, oh, that's really attractive. But she wasn't like, oh my god, I don't like that. I think that's disgusting. I guess she was neutral. I've never met a girl who found it really disgusting, or a girl who was really like, oh my god, that's so hot.
Honestly, if the person doesn't like you for who you are, then that's no reason to be with them. Some lesbians refuse to date bisexual women because they are bi and not lesbian. One friend I know has had lesbian women call her hateful names when they found out she was bi. Have you ever had a gay male refuse to date you or direct hate towards you because of your identity as bi?
No, definitely not. I've never had that experience personally.
Then we come back to like the gay guys who are just really rude and mean because they don't accept me for who I am.
I've heard the instances that this happened to other people, but for me personally, it hasn't happened, at least yet. If I'm talking to a guy and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual, like he usually finds it me more attractive because of it, because I don't have the feminine qualities that a lot of gay/bi guys have.
The guys that I've been with have been pretty open to the fact and accepting of the fact that I'm bi.
They're saying that my sexuality is not legit, and they're just telling me straight to my face that you're still in the closet. I've never met a gay guy who doesn't want to date me because I'm bi. Do you get a lot or less hate than a bi girl would from straight and gay community?
I don't know many bisexual women, but from speaking to a lot of straight guys, I can see that a lot of straight guys speak kind of disrespectfully of bisexual women. They kind of see them as sex objects rather than people.
Being bi is not something I think about every single day to think about hatred.
When it comes to the community, I know, like here in Norway, I know bi guys gets more hate than bi girls.
I mean, not really. It's basically the same thing. It's if you're gonna be skeptical about being bisexual, then you're gonna be skeptical. It's not a thing about like being male, being female, like it's the same thing.
They're quite gratuitous or quite vulgar towards bisexual women, and I feel like it's that they don't get hate, they get a lot of disrespect about them, and I really don't like that. I feel like that's something that we've got to fix as a community. We've got to change people's opinion.
For bi girls, bi boys, or people directing bi hate towards me, it's not something I think about.
Like I said, the gay guys don't think we're out of the closet yet and don't believe that bisexuality is a thing. Straight guys are intimidated by gay guys sometimes and don't like it, but when it comes to bi girls, it's more accepted in this community. Like a lot of straight guys find it really hot when girls are bi.
Yes, someone might be bisexual. No, that does not mean that they are promiscuous. No, that does not mean that they want to have a threesome with you. It just means that they are people, and we should sort of respect them as people.
I have felt and I have experienced that more hate against bi guys than bi girls in my community. That's what it comes down to.
Are bi guys more open to polyamorous relationships?
I think when it comes to polyamorous relationships, it's more down to the person rather than the sexuality.
I mean, at least myself, I like to have, like, if I have somebody, I'm not gonna share them. That's definitely not gonna happen.
One is enough.
So I don't think think that bi guys are more open to that at all.
So to deal with more than one person is gonna be a lot for me. I couldn't do that.
I am not open to a polyamorous relationship.
Now, I could say from being bisexual and my experience that I don't really like the idea of having that sort of relationship.
And I don't know anyone who is.
But I'm sure there are plenty of bisexual people out there who do.
I think straight guys would want a polyamorous relationship just as much as a bi guy wants. I think it comes down to who you are and what you want and not sexuality.
Do girls/guys go up to you and are like, ooh, you're bi, that's hot, let's have a threesome?
In my experience since I've come out, I've never had anyone go up to me and say, ooh, you're bisexual, that's hot, let's have a threesome.
I've only been asked by gay couples to do a threesome, and not a straight couple and not two girls either.
Oh my gosh, I have had requests to be in a threesome with their partner.
But I have had conversations with people in the past where have started off as a nice conversation, we're having a little chit chat, and then all of a sudden bang, they've sent me a nude. I flip my lid, I'm like, what are you doing? They've gone, oh, I thought you were bisexual.
I wish.
And I think a lot of that has to do with if there's a straight guy in a relationship with a girl, I don't think he wants to have a threesome where there's another guy involved. I think he wants a threesome where there's another girl involved, so.
I've always said no. Maybe in the future, I don't know.
I don't really like that connotation that people have with bisexuals. For some reason, they're a lot more open to sending like nudes and being a little bit more sexualized around them.
I mean, I've had an offer of a threesome on Tinder. I knew the couple and they gave me an offer on Tinder because I guess they were too shy to do it in person.
I think straight guys are more scared of being labeled as gay than straight girls are afraid of being labeled as gay or bi if they bring in another girl in a threesome.
As me and my experience, I'd rather just have a conversation with someone. If I feel something with them, I will express it first. Whatever comes after that is fine, but don't just bang an image of you butt-ass naked to me, because really, I find that kind of disrespectful and rude.
Why are bi guys rare?
I think why there might be a lot less bisexual men openly out there is because there's a lot less idols for bisexual men. I don't feel like we have a lot of celebrities that we can look up to and kind of go like, they're awesome, you know.
There's not many of them.
A lot of straight guys, I think, are bi, but they don't want to be open to that.
I don't know. But I think there's a lot more bi guys out there than we know of. Because I think a lot of bi guys decide not to act upon their gay side or the side who also like boys.
Like your David Bowies and your Freddie Mercury's, people who've done amazing things and you can go, they're my idol, they're awesome. There's not enough of that for bisexual men, and I feel like that's kind of one of the things what kind of draws us back. We don't want to openly confess that we're bisexual because we're afraid of how people will treat it, because we can't say, oh my idol's bisexual, they're awesome, you know, that guy's awesome.
Because males, I believe, have got this male bravado thing of being too proud of being masculine. As guys, we just want to show off our manhood. A lot of straight guys, let me tell you, they would have sex with a guy. They wouldn't even say it to themselves. They won't even accept themselves for liking or being attracted to other guys.
I feel like there's that fear around the whole idea of being open about it. It's also the fact that a lot more people will judge you because they feel like, you know, you want to sleep with them, either they're men or women.
I think it's a lot more easier for bi guys to just choose the girl and to end up with the girl and never really try their bi side. Because it's already really hard for gay guys to live with other guys and to fall in love with other guys.
And I think that negative connotation kind of puts a lot of people and men who are bisexual from coming out.
Guys have told me that, you know, they feel this certain way. People have told me secrets that, you know, they like guys secretly. But obviously they're not gonna tell anyone because people are gonna think they're gay.
There's a lot of hidden bi guys out there who just choose to be with a girl because it is the most accepted.
And it's not even about that. You can like both. You can like boys and girls.
How did you face the hate inside your own community?
There have been a few times when I've spoke to people in the community and they've had very negative things to say towards me and my bisexuality.
You know, people must think I'm gay because I act a certain way and I wear makeup and I do beauty on my YouTube channel, that I'm just going to be gay and I just like boys, but that is not the case. For me, women are so beautiful and we are all made to be beautiful, so what is not?
To face the hate inside my own community, I have to be completely 100% sure of myself and proud of myself. No one can change that. Not even the people in my own freaking community can change who I am, and that is something I have to come to terms with myself.
Let's be honest about what they are. It's pixels on a screen. It doesn't mean anything unless you personally make it mean anything.
It's not about anybody else's preference except yours, and that shouldn't matter to anybody else except you. If you have a partner, okay, that's gonna matter to your partner, but it's a partner that you choose. Whatever sex they may be, whatever race they may be, just doesn't matter. Biphobia is always gonna be a thing, just like people are not always gonna be accepting. Like, as long as you believe in who you are, then that's all that matters.
And not everyone are going to accept you for who you are, but those people, they're not worth having in their lives. I have a bunch of people in my life who accept me for who I am, who accept and validate my sexuality.
Maybe I do act this way, but that doesn't define me as I can't be bisexual.
And that's enough for me. That's what I need. The other people in my community don't believe me, who don't validate who I am, and who try to change me.
I think that's bull.
They're not worth it. They're not my friends, and that's something I have come to terms with.
To say that I can't be attracted to girls just because I act a certain way. Like, how do you deal with biphobia within the LGBT community, and what advice would you give to a young bi person struggling with biphobia around them?
Honestly, like, as long as you know what you are, as long as you know what you identify as, whether you want to identify as a chair, whether you want to be sexually active with a chair, it doesn't matter. It doesn't define who you are as a person. It's just your preferences, and people should be okay with that, whether it's your parents, whether it's anybody.
For me, I haven't really felt any sort of biphobia, and if people think badly towards me because of that, because I think they can feel that way, they can think that way. I'm not gonna change how they feel and think.
I had been struggling for a long time to figure out who I was, and I finally figured it out, and I was so happy about it, and I could finally go into a community and be 100% myself. But then these guys started hating on me, and I was met with biphobia, and that made me really mad, because I was like, I'm just being myself. Please respect me and my sexuality like I respect you and your sexuality. So in the beginning I was really mad, and I was like, you can't tell me who I am. I know who I am.
Let them be skeptical. It's your life. It doesn't really matter whether they're skeptical or not, because you know what you want.
I'm just gonna let them be, let them live their life.
But now I'm more like, people can call me whatever they want. It doesn't change anything. I am who I am, no matter what people call me, and you just have to come to terms that not everyone will believe you or respect you.
I'm not really bothered.
You know what makes you happy, and that's what you're gonna do.
But the most important thing is that you believe and respect yourself.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, you could keep. I'll just use this for my own pleasure.
My personal.
You're not gonna get to see this. Good morning, girlfriends, boyfriends, and everyone else in between. I am here with these lovely